When the light comes in. This is a 5-part novel. Please look in our channel for other parts. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Part 3, Cracks in the Foundation. Maya didn't believe in perfect things. Not anymore. Love, families, careers, everything had cracks. Flaws. Sharp edges that cut when you held them too tight. But what she was learning, slowly, painfully, was that imperfect things could still be good. They could still last. Aaron made her want to believe that. He wasn't perfect. He over-apologized, left dishes in the sink, and sometimes closed himself off when she asked questions that went too deep. But he was kind. Steady. The kind of man who remembered how you took your coffee even if you changed it once, just to experiment. For the first time in years, Maya's apartment felt like a home. There was a toothbrush in the holder that wasn't hers. A jacket draped over a chair that smelled like sandalwood and autumn. He didn't live there, but his presence lingered like sunlight after a storm, quiet and warm. And that terrified her. Because when something finally starts to feel permanent, you start bracing for the loss. The first crack came in the form of a phone call. It was a Sunday afternoon. Maya was editing photos from a newborn shoot, music low, Aaron curled beside her on the couch reading. Her phone buzzed, and she answered distractedly, until the voice on the other end made her sit straight. "Hi, Maya. It's Lauren. Aaron's ex-wife." Aaron looked up instantly, the shift in her body language alerting him. "I know this is awkward," Lauren continued, her voice calm but clipped. "I wouldn't be calling if it weren't important." Maya's throat tightened. "Okay. I just thought you should know, I saw Aaron last week. He came by the old place. We talked. It was, more than just closure." There was a pause. Long, heavy. "I just hope he's being honest with you," Lauren added. "Because he wasn't always with me." Click. Maya didn't speak. The phone still in her hand. Aaron was already sitting up, concern etched into his features. "Who was it?" he asked. She turned slowly. "Lauren." His face didn't change, but his silence said enough. "She said you saw her," Maya said. "That you went to the old place. That it wasn't just closure." Aaron ran a hand through his hair. "I did go. But not the way she made it sound." "Then what was it?" she asked, voice low. "A box of old papers. Tax stuff. I'd put it off too long. We talked, sure, but it wasn't anything." He paused. "I didn't tell you because it felt insignificant. I didn't want to stir things up." Maya nodded slowly, but her chest was already tightening. Not because of what happened, but because he chose to leave it out. "Aaron, you know that wasn't a small thing for me. You said we were being honest. You said you were done hiding." "I am," he insisted. "But sometimes I don't know what deserves space and what doesn't. I thought I was protecting you." She pulled away slightly, more from herself than from him. "That's not your choice to make." And just like that, the room felt colder. Smaller. The air too thick to breathe. They didn't talk about it again for 3 days. Maya threw herself into work. Aaron texted less. The silences crept in like vines, wrapping around everything they'd built. Not angry, but uneasy. Hesitant. When they finally met up again, it was at the lake. The place where they'd first touched. First trusted. Aaron brought coffee. Maya brought walls. "I shouldn't have lied by omission," he said before she even sat down. "That's on me." Maya didn't answer. She stared out at the water, waves lapping gently at the shore. "I know you've been hurt," he continued. "And I'm not asking you to ignore that. But I need you to see that I'm trying. I'm learning how to love again, too. And sometimes I screw it up. Maya looked at him, her eyes tired. I get that, she said quietly. But it's not just about the visit. It's that you didn't trust me enough to handle the truth. That's the part that hurts. Aaron's shoulders sagged. I'm scared, he admitted. Scared that one wrong move will make you leave. Scared that I'm still the guy who ruins good things. And I'm scared, she said, that I'll keep choosing people who don't trust me with the hard stuff. They sat in silence for a long while, the sounds of spring whispering around them. Eventually, Maya reached for his hand. We're going to get things wrong, she said. But if we don't talk, if we don't try, we'll just repeat the past. I don't want that. I don't want to become another faded photograph. Aaron looked at her, eyes glassy. Me neither. Healing didn't happen overnight. There were more hard conversations. More hesitations. But with every raw, honest moment, something softened between them. They started seeing a couples therapist, not because they were breaking, but because they didn't want to. They learned how to listen without fixing. How to speak without accusing. Maya told Aaron about her fear of being too much. Too emotional. Too demanding. Aaron told her about the night he moved out of his marriage and cried in the parking lot for an hour, not because he was heartbroken, but because he didn't know who he was without her. They grew, not into something perfect, but something resilient. Then came the photo. Maya was working late, sorting through shots from a recent wedding. She stumbled across a candid she didn't remember taking, a moment between two people off to the side, laughing, hands brushing. It was her and Aaron. The angle was wide, the focus soft, but the feeling was unmistakable. She stared at it for a long time. There they were. In between moments. Not posing. Not performing. Just, real. And suddenly, she knew. This, what they had, was the kind of love you protected. Not by pretending it was perfect, but by choosing it again and again, even when it cracked. Even when it scared you. That weekend, Maya printed the photo. She framed it, not for her wall, but for his. She showed up at his apartment unannounced, picture in hand, heart pounding. Aaron opened the door, surprised. What's this? He asked. A reminder, she said. That love doesn't have to be loud to be real. And that I'm in this. Not perfectly. But fully. He took the frame, studied it. Then looked at her like she was something he'd never thought he could have again. I don't deserve you, he whispered. She stepped closer, touched his chest lightly. No one earns love, Aaron. We just show up for it. And he did. He pulled her in and held her like she was the only soft thing he'd ever trusted not to break. Please click on the playlist for the rest of this novel. Thank you.